Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw in 1 point perspective, but more importantly than that is I'm going to be showing you and teaching you and making you understand 1 point perspective. Now I've had a look on YouTube and there's a lot of videos out there that show this is how to do 1 point perspective and they go another and they draw it. But that's not understanding it. You have to have the understanding of it so you can go out into the world and flagrantly, if not aggressively, draw at people, demonstrating your 1 point perspective skill. There's no point me demonstrating it unless you understand it, because if you understand it, you can take that skill out into the wide world and use it. So we're going to have 3 images. 3 examples. We're going to run through, decode the perspective within those images, teach you to understand it, and then we're going to do sketches to demonstrate the methods. Okay, before we start, I just need to define 2 terms. Maybe 3, maybe 2, maybe 3 terms. The first term is perspective. What do I mean by perspective? Well, what I mean is if you're stood on a flat desert plain and there is an elephant in front of you, the further away that elephant gets, the smaller it gets, yeah? Always thinking, always thinking. That's a little thing I call science. That's what I mean by perspective. Stuff gets smaller when it gets further away. The second thing I want to talk about is, what do I mean by vanishing point? Now, the vanishing point, in terms of perspective, is the point when something gets really small, gets a long way away and it disappears. So your elephant is walking away from you and it's not happy. It's going somewhere else. And as it walks away, at some point, it's going to vanish. The vanishing point is when your elephant disappears. So the third thing I want you to understand is, what does horizon line mean? Well, the horizon line is the horizon line. Okay, you stood on a flat plane, that's the horizon. So I've explained that horizon line is literally, if you are in the desert and you looked into the far distance, you would see the horizon line. And I've mentioned the vanishing point, which is where the elephant disappears. Okay, so the vanishing point will always be on the horizon line. Just remember that. Keeps it nice and simple, okay? And upon that horizon line, you're going to have 1 vanishing point, if it's single point perspective, so you're looking down the road. You're going to have 1 vanishing point, so everything goes to that point. Or if you're looking at where 2 roads come together, so you're looking at a house on a corner of a road, you're going to have 2 vanishing points. So I can show you here with these simple reference images. This is an example of single point perspective. You're looking down the road. And this is an example of 2 point perspective. Okay, so the vanishing point will always be on the horizon line. Just remember that. Keeps it nice and simple, okay? Now, it's important to stress here that when I talk about horizontal lines in this video, I'm talking about lines on a building that you can put a level on, you know, a spirit level or a laser level, and they would appear horizontal. So if we look at a house straight on, it's going to be the horizontal lines of that house, the window sills, the gutter, all those horizontals are going to be horizontal. But because of perspective, they become angled. So let's look at example 1, okay? This is the wonderful tropical city of Manchester in England, famed for its dry heat. So we can see this perspective in this. We can see, because if you walk down the street, you get smaller and smaller and smaller, right? The buildings get smaller and smaller. So let's put some lines on this reference drawing. We'll throw it up on the screen. So let's take some of those horizontal lines. So we have the pavement, which we kind of guessing is vaguely horizontal, and that comes up at an angle like this. We've got the roof line at the top, which comes down at an angle like that. Now where those 2 meet, which is over here, probably might be slightly off the picture, because that sometimes happens. If you have a picture that's this big, the vanishing point can be over here. It can be way off the picture. That's the vanishing point. So all the horizontal lines within that picture will be angled towards that point. So if they start up here, or here, or here, They all go to the vanishing point. So we have the knowledge, but what do we do with it? Well, let's sketch this. Please like and subscribe this video. And if you don't, I will find you and I'll do unspeakable things to your shoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the picture, the edge. So that picture, that reference drawing is going to be in there. Now we know that the vanishing point is vaguely, we said it was off the picture about there. So we'll put a little dot like that. So all the lines go to there. So if we look on this edge, on the left-hand side of the image, we know that the pavement starts roughly about there, which is about, I don't know, a fifth of the way up. So what we do is we take that line to there. We know about a fifth of the way down is the top of that roof. So we put a line there, and then we take that to there. And then between there and there, you can split that vaguely into thirds. So we can go there, and then we can join that to there, and that to there. And that's how we kind of construct that. And then we know that there's a line coming up there at sort of that angle. So that dot is going to go to there too. So that's going to go like that. And that's it. The rest of it, you can chuck that away. You can kind of freehand it because what you know, you've already got those points of reference. Now, when you get good at this, you don't have to have the lines. It's all in the old grey matter. So then what you do is you can just start sketching in those elements. Here, and yes, there's some windows, and you're going to see that side of the window there. And now this one comes across like that. And then we have the shop front down here. Now all these lines are doing this, so you can kind of split them up into your, like there's a bay window. There's another bay window, and then there's a gap and maybe another building down here. 1, 2, 3. So this one is maybe a bit like that. A bit more complicated, some of the shapes on here, but all the same rules apply. And there's your shop front. Now, I'm not going to go and do all the detail on here because I want to get on with the other examples. I want to just show you these things. Now, there's a dotted line in the middle of the road there. In the middle of the road, there's a little bit of a dotted line. That's going to go to there as well. So here's your little dotted line. There's the pavement, which comes down here. That's going to go to there as well. So you can draw that in. This dotted line we can draw in. Okay, so finally, let's just draw a line around there. And then a line around the top of this building here. So you crazy cats, what do you see here compared to the original? It's kind of the structure, because that's all perspective is doing, is it's going to give you the structure to enable you to draw the big shapes, and then you can draw small shapes within the big shapes. Now, one point perspective does magic if you see one side of the street, but it also does magic if you see both. And I'll show you that now, after I've drank some tea. We mentioned before two things, horizon line and vanishing point. So if you imagine that you're an elephant on a railway line, this could go terribly wrong. And you vanish. Where do you vanish at this picture? As the elephant moves down the railway line, it's going to get to the horizon, it's going to disappear because it's going to go over the horizon because the Earth is round, okay? Definitely round. So, the vanishing point of this picture is really, really easy because everything is going to where the railway tracks come together, which is at the vanishing point. So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to do that shape here, like this. And then we're going to put that vanishing point. Now that horizon line is about a quarter of the way down the page. So there's our horizon line there. And the vanishing point is bang in the middle there. So everything goes to there. So if you look at the reference drawing, the tracks start in the bottom corner here. And they obviously get narrower and narrower as they get towards the vanishing point, because as tracks get further away, their width will also get smaller, like that. And then what's also going to happen is the sleepers in the middle are going to appear quite far apart and quite big. And as they get further away, they get smaller and closer together, until up here they're just a series of little blurs like that. So there's your railway line. Now, what about everything else in the picture? Well, the ballast, which is the gravel they put down over here, that line is going to go to there as well. And it's the same on this side. Now, what about the pylons? Well, they're going to go in perspective as well. So that one of the first pylons is going to be here, like that. And then the next one is going to be there, like that. And then the next one is going to be there. And then there. And then again, they'll get really close together like that. And then our cable is going to come like that between the pylons. Right, and then on the horizon we have a series of trees. So what's that actually going to look like? Let's put in our tracks just to amp that up. We have our sleepers here. We have the pylons. The horizon here. Some trees over here. Let's not get too bogged down with details. And then this is going to come up here like this. Now in the foreground, you're going to see some of these gravelly bits here, because they're big. Like that. Might even cover that sleeper. But then as we get back, they become more abstract lines until they're back here, they're dots. So there you go, single point perspective. This here, vanishing point. And then through here is your horizon line. So that's single point perspective, where you have something on both sides. So the vanishing point is in the middle of the image. So let me show you one more example. Okay, so the final example of single point perspective is just to demonstrate that it works when you're looking down a road, whether it's one side of the road or the other side of the road, but it also works when you're looking up. Now, a scene like this really would be quite hard to sort of decode. Well, look at this. Where's the vanishing point in this? Well, every single horizontal line from the edge of the steps to the top of those windows, from up there, they're all leading to a point about there, I would say. So all you need to do is take maybe a top line, a bottom line. It looks like that one line from the steps. Just reference a few of those, and that's going to take you to that vanishing point. And then you know all those horizontal lines will go to there. Now, drawing from a reference is one thing, but drawing in the real world is slightly different, but it's still really possible to do it. All you have to do is look around you, get your pen, hold it up, and actually just find that vanishing point. And if you're looking down the street, you'll be able to say it's there. And then when you come to do your sketch, place your vanishing point confidently on the paper. Put a little dot, a little mark, and just remember that all those horizontal lines are going to lead to that point. A couple of hundred full-length videos, fundamentals tutorials, in-depth dives, and fun projects. Check out my Patreon. For the price of a coffee or two a month, you can access all of my back catalogue, and it's all there on my Patreon. The link is in the description below. Now, I know I've done videos like this before, but it's always worth repeating, and I think every time I teach it, I perhaps condense it a little bit, which is great. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.